Good morning, y'all. I want to make this video before I go ahead and go into work, and it's about the shooting that happened, I'm going to say, this past Friday in Toulouse. If you haven't heard, well, I'm looking at the article now. If you haven't heard, well, now from what I'm understanding, they're not gonna put all the details out. I mean, it took them yesterday, Monday, to actually put out any detail or tell anybody anything. So apparently a guy, black male, hold on, I'm trying to get his name because I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Terrence Crutcher, I think I'm saying that right. 40 years old, was walking from the edge of the street north toward his vehicle. His vehicle was abandoned in the middle of the street, and it's just a two-lane street. Side note, I'm holding my camera because I can't put the stand in the car, whatever. But anyway, his vehicle is in the middle of the street. I think it is believed to have broken down, and he's walking along the street, and the officer, see him, this and this and that, and I'm assuming from the video, from the dash cam and from the helicopter, you could see the guy, you could see Terrence walking towards his car. He's looking like he's complying, and he puts hands on the his car, the abandoned car, and next thing you know, from what some of the interviewers said, the article says, it's total of 4 officers, and one guy yells taser. They tase him to the ground. Keep in mind, he's still complying. He's not acting crazy at all. But I don't know what happened down there. Or maybe he said something. I don't know. But he gets tased. But from the video point of view, he shouldn't even been tased. I mean, it's 4 people, 4 officers there, one guy. Come on now. But then after the first officer that tased him yells taser, 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 and shocks him, a female officer by the name, I want to say her first name is Shelby. I can't remember her last name. Her name is Shelby. She was hired in 2011. Betty Shelby. That's her name. She fired a gunshot. She fired and shot him. And from a helicopter point of view, you could see he go down, and then moments later you could see blood rushing from his body. She fired a gunshot and told the dispatcher that he wasn't complying. You're not gonna be able to comply, especially while you're getting tasered. And they should have left it at that. Now, everybody know, if you watch my last video, I have a criminal justice degree, and I'm really passionate about that law. Oh, I know. Oh, you can't do that because of this, this, and that. I don't know how the laws is over there in Toulouse, but from my point of view, from my understanding and my opinion, this guy shouldn't have been shot. I mean, he shouldn't even been tased because he was complying. I mean, if anything, if he wasn't complying, he probably wasn't complying on his way going back to his car. But I don't know anybody, right person in their right mind will walk back to their car and put their hands on their car like that. Like and putting their hands on the car like they're being ready to be frisked. And I don't know, maybe they should have tased him then. But as far as being shot, that man should have never been shot. And in my opinion, if they don't convict this lady, I know she's on paid leave right now. I don't know why, but if they don't convict this lady, and matter of fact, if they don't arrest this lady for just cold, she shot that man cold. They don't arrest this woman. I honestly don't know what happened. The next thing that happened, the black community to go outrage. I mean, what do you want us to do? The justice system has to do something about this. This was the most ridiculous out of all the killings. I mean, this guy, he's a 40-year-old preacher. He's not saying that all preachers are good, but this man car broke down in the middle of the road. Oh, excuse me. He say authorities said that the car was abandoned at 7:36 p.m. and left running in the middle of the road. I don't know. Maybe it was something going on in his head, but from the dash cam and the helicopter videotape, it looked like he was complying. They could have got that man some help. You all know that in New York there was 29 deaths because of a terrorist bombing. Got that man, and he was standing off with him at a gunfire, with a gunfire, and that man, they shot him with beanbags, brought him in, no problem. There's many ways to take deadly force. Is the absolutely last thing you do. You have, and you're supposed to, as an officer, because when I was getting my degree, a lot of police officers who were on duty at the time, who were still patrolling and everything like that, they were teaching us that deadly force is the absolute last thing you do. I mean, you have tasers, pepper spray, a baton, expendable baton, and the tasers, people think the tasers are just mediocre. Tasers are like maybe 5 to 10 times stronger than what you'll buy at a regular store. The pepper spray would be 5 or 10 times stronger than what you'll buy at a store. So that stuff is really effective. So pepper, and then on top of that, you have 4 police officers. There's no way that guy should have been tased or shot. You had, I think it was like 3 dudes, 1 girl, or something like that. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'm just saying, this guy should still be living to tell his story. And another thing is, cases like this, and this goes back to Trayvon Martin as well, and the other cases of guys getting shot. If you don't have videotape, well, this one you have videotape. Sorry, but sometimes a case could be weak, and that's what will cause the officers and the people who did the crime to get off. They won't be convicted, or they won't go to get time served, because you're only getting one side of the story. If that victim is dead, only thing you have is evidence, and if the evidence is not there, you don't have his side of the story. So how can you convict somebody on evidence and the evidence is weak, or a story and you only got half the story? So I'm hoping in this case the video proves that this man was unjustly killed, and as well as the officers. I will hope the other 3 officers step up and be like, man, she should have never did that. I know officers stick together, this and that, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and I hope something go down, and that's real.